Well, welcome back,
Hi.
everybody, to another episode of CONCACAF. Um, we have not too much to talk about.
Decent amount.
A decent amount, but not like
I would like to
with,
inquire about
with
the
the
very first thing
EFL,
on the list.
with the EFL, and not a whole lot of league games happening. I mean, there is also the winter transfer window, so we can talk about a few transfers. But Eddie wants to do.
Can you pull up your list, Eddie?
I'm pulling it up right now, unless Eddie's got it pulled up already.
No, you can pull it up.
I know it's
just
on the
wanna get this-
Twitty.
I just want to get this over with now.
To be honest, I've only seen like 2 movies out of this list, so I'm out of this conversation.
Oh my god, Eddie. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Eddie, the Twitter, it's too much.
Twitter.
I didn't post it on Twitter.
Where'd you post that?
That was Instagram like 2 weeks ago.
Oh damn.
It's probably gone.
You have to pull it up.
How do you pull it up then? Pull it up.
All right, hold on.
Whip it
pull
out. Whip it out.
Whoa.
Come on,
What is
show
that?
us. Flaunt it, because you got it.
Did you
Somebody
guys
tell a
get your
joke.
predictions in? Did you guys get your predictions in? Daniel,
Get your predictions in now.
did you make your predictions?
For the Disney list?
No.
No, we're not doing that.
No, for the actual.
For the actual games on the predictions.
Yeah.
Well, there's only 3,
Okay.
so we're good.
Okay. I was making sure he got it done. Because I haven't.
Almost there.
You got this.
I'm going to fill mine out on the thing.
I have to sign into my account.
It's too much now.
No, I'm already signed in. I'm just pulling up my list.
There was something that came up. I guess why he's.
I already know what pissed you off.
It wasn't. I was just doing jokes, but now I'll really critique the list. I'll go down and critique the list.
No, here. Hold on.
Because you and me don't agree on movies. We do and we don't.
We agree on one thing.
Which is?
That Pulp Fiction is overrated.
I do agree with that, yes. Because I do think it's overrated. AF. So these are...
This is the top 15 right here.
Okay. Top 15. Okay.
So for those of you that aren't listening,
list them off.
From 15 to 1 is The Iron Claw, Rye Lane, Air, Barbie, The Killer, Blackberry, Theater Camp, Leave the World Behind, Fair Play, Wonka, The Holdovers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Impossible, Across the Spider-Verse, and Oppenheimer.
There's only really there's one that I think should be switched, and then there's one that I think is way too high.
I know which one you think is way too high.
Which one is it?
Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians can get out of the top 15.
Damn.
Guardians of the Galaxy. The only reason Eddie knows my feelings on this. When it came out, everyone was talking about it was the best Marvel movie we've had in a while, and probably the best Guardians of the 3. I disagree. I think it was great with Rocket and his storyline, but I also think the rest of the movie was kind of meh. I think that it didn't live up to the potential it could have. And I think it was trying to be too comical. And I think it holds it back, because I think you can try to be too funny, which I think they did in this one. The only other thing I would critique is and you're going to think I'm crazy, Edward. And I understand why you put it at first, but I think Oppenheimer and Spider-Man should be switched.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
Yeah. Only reason is because I think Oppenheimer is a phenomenal movie. I think it's great, but I think it's a retelling of I mean,
it's not very well known. Like, the ins and outs of it aren't super well known.
You're right, but it is history that anyone could, in theory, look up and learn about. That's my only critique. And when it comes to movies, this is a personal take. I think that I would much rather see a movie that was an original story written, being creative. Whether or not it's that's not to take away from Oppenheimer, had they taken their own spin on it or made not a spoof, but maybe, and they probably have their own versions of it, because I know.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Spider-Man is not an original property.
I know exactly, but Into the Spider-Verse is. So it isn't because it is a different telling of something they have done before.
It's a sequel. It's a
Yeah.
sequel.
Yes, but it's still an original story. So that's my only thing. But
my
go ahead.
biggest critique with Spider-Man was the ending.
But that's because they're setting it up for number 3.
But there's a way to do a cliffhanger ending and still close the book on the story being told within that movie. And I don't think Spider-Verse finished the story that they were telling in the movie. Whereas Infinity War, obviously they left it open for Endgame, but they finished off Thanos' story of trying to get all the stones and destroy half the universe. Whereas Spider-Verse, they didn't finish any of the storylines or anything that they opened up in this movie. They just left it. Same thing with Fast X, which I'm sure I'm
I haven't seen it. I choose not to.
They didn't close the story at all. And Mission Impossible is also a part 1. The Mission Impossible movie that's third. They closed the story while still leaving it open. So that's just my big thing with Spider-Verse. It's like you can make a part 1 and part 2, but just close the book on what you're telling in part 1. Because now we have to wait like 3 years for whatever the hell they're doing.
No, I understand.
And we don't have any finality on what happened in the movie.
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I liked most cases I would agree with you. I liked what it did because it felt like it almost felt like not like a comic. I don't know how to explain it. Have you ever played any of those Telltale games, like the old school Telltale games? Like
No, but I've seen them. Like I know what they're like.
So I think the reason it didn't bother me is because like the art style, obviously, is very different, but it is similar. It's a comic book esque style, with lots of contrasting colors and that really uses the setting to display the mood of characters. And the thing I like about those games is when you finish a chapter, like yes, it finishes, but it never actually finishes what the storyline is because it shows kind of like they did, like it shows clipses, it shows like as it's fading out, like what's to come, but not explicitly saying what's to come. So for me, it's like one of those things where it's like I liked because of the art style, because of the similarities to those games, and not because they're piece for piece, but just like the art was similar and the way their storytelling, storytelling mechanic that was used, I appreciated it and I liked it. So I understand your critique 100%. And if it was anything else, I would agree. If it was something more, if it was like an Endgame, or if it was like a Infinity War, I would have agreed entirely. But that's just me. That was the only thing I wanted to critique as a joke. But I thought we get more.
I
thought we
have
get more.
no issues with you saying that Across the Spider-Verse is number 1 because I think it's amazing. I don't want to get it twisted. It's an unbelievable movie.
No, I will say Oppenheimer did. It didn't shock me, but it was a lot better than I thought. I thought he did a really good job incorporating music and incorporating sound throughout the movie to really display, to give you, I don't know what's the correct way to say
the
it.
explosion would have me all fucked up.
The explosion was fucked. That was a very powerful scene.
The explosion was the silence was just, oh my god.
It was loud.
When it pops you, oh my fuck. That shit.
Dude, everything leading up to that, I literally did the video game meme where I sat up in my chair during the whole scene leading up to when the countdown was happening and they were like cutting back and forth. I did the sit up in my chair thing in the theater the first time I saw it. Even though I knew what was coming, I was just like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, it was powerful.
You don't expect that they'll do that, the cutout between the light and the sound waves reaching you.
Dude, that was such a smart decision to have it be silent.
Silence was loud.
Because I'm sure as soon as it dropped,
Nolan's on a different level, dude. Well, yeah, the speed of light travels faster than the speed of sound.
Yeah. So that light hit them before that sound hit them. Yeah.
It was just physics.
That's why I liked it, because it made you feel like you were there. And that's hard to capture as a filmmaker.
But the best scene to me in that whole movie was in the auditorium afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
When he starts to have his panic attacks and his, That scene was insane.
That scene to me, because I know we've talked about it before. I think Eddie and me, I think we agree on this that Joker wasn't that good, or maybe we disagreed on that. I don't remember.
No, that movie sucks.
Yeah, I think that one scene alone predicted mental health and anxiety and dread better than that whole Joker movie tried to do. So,
well, Joker took mental health and said, "Hey, if you have mental health problems, just become a murderer, and all your problems will go away."
Yeah, don't take these pills and shoot somebody, and then you'll feel better.
And do a little cringe dance in the subway bathroom.
I don't know. It just I don't like it. I don't like it. But that's just that's a personal.
Bro was emoting in the bathroom.
Like I hate when you
They had
talk.
that final kill.
I hate when you
Cam.
talk to people about movie like that Joker movie because they'll sit there and be like, "We didn't understand what it was." I was like, "I understand what it was. It was just a shit representation of mental health."
Yeah.
I was like, even if you, because a lot of people, what's the word, related to it because they were like, "Oh, I understand that feeling." I'm like, I don't think you actually do. I think that's
Yeah.
I was like,
I'd be worried if you
Yeah.
relate to that feeling.
yeah, I was like, I can understand like not wanting to take drugs. I can understand feeling the like hopelessness of mental health, but like that, no.
Dude, the freaking the film bros, the college bros that have like Fight Club posters in their dorm room and like Wolf of Wall identify with Jordan Belfort. They tried to take that movie and run, but Twitter wouldn't let them, dude. Film Twitter was bullying the shit out of them for trying to identify with Joker in that movie.
It just wasn't a good it just wasn't a good movie. Now they have a second one coming out.
Dude, I think the second one's gonna be worse.
What if it's better?
They're trying to make it a musical. Like, what are we doing?
Oh my
What are we
god!
doing?
I mean, the only reason why is because of Lady Gaga, because she's
I
gonna
love
be.
musicals. Don't get me wrong. I
What's her
love
name?
musicals more than probably the next guy. But
What's her name?
really,
She's gonna be Harley Quinn.
Harley
Yeah,
Quinn.
she's
Yeah,
I'm
Lady
there.
Gaga's playing Harley Quinn.
I'm there just for
I mean, the
Gaga.
soundtrack might be a banger, low key, but
I just think that's going to come off as really in poor taste, especially if they try to make a statement on mental health again.
That's why I got Gaga this time.
I don't know about all that. I guess, but anyway, this is not a movie podcast. Sadly, this is
Sadly, a soccer podcast.
Sadly, how fucking dare it? Let me drink my rum. Bring the sadness.
FA Cup. The FA Cup is back, and someone's club is already eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, do you want to talk about the Liverpool Arsenal game real quick?
I mean, I wasn't surprised, especially with our recent form. Apparently, the game. Okay, let me preface this: wasn't able to watch the game.
Oh, God.
So, but from what I heard, neither team seemed like they wanted to be there playing.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
So
one was heavily
Rotated.
Thank you. That was Liverpool. Arsenal started off with a pretty strong 11, in my opinion.
Are you saying that Arsenal through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal. As soon as Arsenal kept missing those chances, I was like, Liverpool is just gonna capitalize on their one chance and win the game because Arsenal had so many, or felt like they had a lot of opportunities. Where I was like, how the fuck are they not winning this game?
Yeah, we had a pretty strong lineup out, and they had Kwanzaa starting and McAllister starting.
Well, McAllister's good.
McAllister is good.
McAllister hasn't been good for Liverpool this season.
McAllister's been injured and plays in the wrong position.
For how long?
He was out for quite a while, wasn't he? A couple months since like October, right?
I think it was like 2 or 3 months that he was out for. But to be fair, Endo, he's been putting in a shift in that DM role. He's not a playmaker like McAllister, but he's been doing, in terms of like the actual defensive mid roles that he has to fulfill, he was doing pretty well. So
he came back at the end of November,
right.
and since then he's only played 5 matches.
How many matches has Liverpool played since the end of November? Wait, I'll tell you. So we came. So what day? What was the last? What was the first game he featured?
November 25th versus City.
Okay, so since that game, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. 2 which have been EFL or which have been domestic cups. And 2 have been Europa League games.
Okay.
So
Looks
he's
like
played almost half of the games.
that's not good,
It's
I
not
would say.
bad when you have a manager that rotates.
Okay, well, I'm saying Klopp probably not liking what he's seeing in training, not putting him on the bench. Like, he's not even on the bench for the games. That's the problem. For those 6 games, he wasn't even on the bench. So, not good for Liverpool this season, in my opinion. And then, I mean, obviously, if Kwanzaa over Virgil and we still can't score, clearly something's wrong.
Dead club.
Isn't Van Dijk out?
He was sick. He's like sick.
Yeah, I think fever.
Yeah. Klopp made me laugh in his interview where they were like, "Is he going to be back?" And he was like, "Well, he looked like shit when he came back, so we sent him back home." So I mean, yeah, just love this.
Because I saw a post that Liverpool now have like 10 or 11 players that are expected to be out for the rest of this month.
Because of AFCON shit.
AFCON,
Asian
Asia
Cup.
Cup, and injuries, like they're depleted. So
Well,
low-key, they might not be running away with the title like we thought.
we'll see what happens. But
Yeah, Trent is now the 10th Liverpool player to be out in January or for the remainder of January. Matip's out, Szoboszlai, Salah, Endo, Trent, Van Dijk, Thiago. It's a lot of key players.
yeah.
But anyway, back to the FA Cup.
Basically, just wasn't surprised. I don't know how else to say it. Disappointing way to go out. No fight in the team. Tail
Literally,
between
second
the
half was
legs
dead.
type.
Second half was dead.
Yeah, tail between the legs type shit.
Type beat.
So
I know he was trying to say
yeah,
that.
type beat. It's
I mean,
disappointing. Just disappointing.
What? Why was it disappointing? Why? You can be disappointed, but you can be disappointing in multiple ways. What was disappointing about them going out?
There's no fight. Like,
I mean, do you
it's
want me
okay.
to
It's
do
just
you want me to speak for you, Brendan? Because I watched the game.
hold on.
I watched
Losing
the
to
game.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
losing to Liverpool, like getting knocked out of the cup by Liverpool. Respectable club, obviously. It's not like we're losing to Preston or something.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah, Middlesbrough.
You said it, not me, Abdon. Okay.
But we didn't even get knocked out by a full strength Liverpool when we essentially had a full strength Arsenal side in. And you're playing at home, no fight for the fans. Like, what is that? What are we doing? We playing for We're playing for Arsenal, right? We're not playing for money, right? I'd hope.
eh,
But it looks like these players don't care about the fans or winning anything. Poor mentality coming out again. So, yeah, just frustrating, disappointing from the team.
what is that now? How many games is that since you've won a game? How many
7.
wins have you had in the last few?
Three, like
1 and
It's
7.
one.
One
It's
and
1
7
and
or 1 or
7.
8.
It's 1 and 7.
Yeah, and the one is against Brighton, which was 5 matches ago. 3 losses in a row and a draw with Liverpool.
Listen, I know Abdon has really been on the Arteta question needs to be asked train. Not that I
Well,
don't think he's right.
the issue is like, okay, so it's not about me being right or wrong. It's just about opening up the conversation and having it.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that I'm seeing every game now from Arsenal is no tactics, no progression, no style of play that really suits them.
Just vibes.
Not even vibes anymore. They're not
Honestly,
vibing.
not even vibe.
The X
They got
vibes
bad
are low.
vibes. Bad vibes.
The X vibes are low.
Like it feels kind of like last season in what was it, March, when they started bottling it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like that, and I'm not coming back to that just to make fun. Like, I'm actually like being legit. Um, the the issue that I see with it is this isn't a recent thing either. It's been the whole season. Go back earlier into the podcast episodes, and you'll see us talking about how they do not look good. They look shit. They got bailed out by a couple of late goals, but they did not look good at all this season.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're starting to see the cracks forming.
I think.
And
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
and I just don't see a natural progression of things. And then I'm seeing Arteta make some stupid mistakes, like playing Saka for 90 minutes in this game when he did nothing for 90 minutes, but taking off Reece Nelson, who isn't any better than Saka, let's just be honest here, but he had some fight in him. He had a little oomph to his game.
He should have scored.
Should have scored. What happens when you take off Reece Nelson and leave in Saka? We're just going out. Fuck it. That's the what you're telling the team. This guy has to be able to be dropped. Like this guy literally controls the team.
Yeah.
He literally has Arteta's balls like just in his hands, like just squeezing the fuck out of him. This man cannot be subbed out every game. Sucks ass. Still stays playing. So like, when is enough enough? You guys have no backup for the right wing. You guys have Martinelli and fucking Trossard for the left wing. Neither option is good for you guys. And apparently you guys have no FFP. You guys are tied on FFP. So can't buy a striker in January. Can't buy a right winger in January. When does this end? Like, you guys are not looking like top 4 locks at the moment, in my opinion.
So
I mean, that's what I said last podcast, that we're not going to finish outside, or that we're not going to finish inside the top 4. So,
but now it's like every game is just
yeah,
affirming the thought more.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with Abdon though, because like I think in this case, if it is true about the FFP, bringing in a manager doesn't really solve anything. So I think what Arteta needs to do is actually regress the tactics a little bit. Because last season, like this season, since the beginning of the season, they've tried dominating every game, and we've said that it has not been the free flowing football it was last season. It's been very like they haven't played well, but they've been winning, and that was the big difference. Now they're not winning, and they're not taking. I don't want to say they're not taking the risks they were last season, but I think they definitely need to stop trying to dictate every portion of the game. I don't think it's working for them. I don't think this team is maybe some players are good enough, but I don't think it suits the natural progression of the team. And I also think that what made Arteta's Arsenal so good last season was the individualism, like having individual moments of brilliance and allowing players to do that. Whereas now, two of the biggest parts of that team, which was Saka and Martinelli, they're being forced up wide to the byline and then just having to do a low cross into the middle. It's not working. I think he's gotta go back or make his tactics more simplistic, because I think right now he's doing too much. Kind of like how we critiqued Pep a couple years ago in the Champions League. You're doing too much. You need to allow these players to also play their own game and allow them to play to their strengths, which is what he did last season. I don't know.
The thing as well is like every team is going to give him possession. Like literally every single team is going to say, "Have the ball."
Exactly.
These guys aren't going to do. Martinelli's not going to beat a man out wide by himself 1v1.
No.
Saka's not going to do shit except pass back.
Yeah.
You might get a lucky goal from here or there sometime, but like literally every team is going to say, "Have fun."
Yeah, and And another big thing is they played not against the big teams, or not against smaller teams, but against the big teams last season. The big teams didn't give them the respect that they're giving them now this season. And I think that plays against Arsenal this season because last season you were able to use the pace of the team you guys have. Whereas this season, I feel like you're not able to as much because you're getting much more respect, and we're being shown that you can't break teams down. That's why I said last night, Brandon, when we were together, I said that I do think if it continues in this way, that like Manchester United could finish above Arsenal. Not because I think they're better than Arsenal. I just think with this trend happening, it's not far off. It's not like a crazy idea. Especially you now saying that you don't even think you can finish in the top 4.
I already said that though, but I still don't think United's going to catch us.
I think if you continue to go down this route, all my point is I'm not saying that they can or cannot catch you. I'm saying that the chances of them doing it, it's not unlikely with the way you are playing. Especially if it doesn't get fixed. Which now it is up to Arteta to make those decisions. And I think now you can start having the conversation. Not that you're going to sack him or anything, but there needs to be talks. At least for the summer if it continues down this way.
Well, the issue that I don't like with that mentality is, okay, they're already out of the 2 cups that they could have won.
Right.
They're not winning the Champions League.
Right.
They're not winning the league, most likely.
Right.
Why does doing it in the summer make it any better than doing it right now?
Well, I think right now,
in terms of setting up a plan and really drilling into the team a new style of play, you might grab the league with a new manager bounce.
You might
if you get the hire right.
You might, or you also might make a lateral move. And right now, I think it would be. It's one of those things where unless you bring in someone that like, if you bring in someone that plays a completely different style, there's a big gamble.
Oh, no, we're not saying a completely different style. You bring in someone with a
possession-minded
style.
Yeah.
Not necessarily possession-minded, just attacking football. You don't have to bring in someone that's going to play fucking park the bus football.
Yeah.
And hit on the counter.
No,
I'm saying,
no.
like, you don't have to play a Pep slow possession style football either. Like, play someone progressive, but attacking.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I get
someone that's actually elite. You know, like someone that like. I know we talk about like Potter last season and Breton, but like maybe a De Zerbi.
No, right.
De Zerbi could do big things with this team.
He could,
De Zerbi could get the best out of Saka and Martinelli.
He probably could, and I don't think like I only say to the summer because like you're right, you're probably not going to win the Champions League. Well, most likely you're not going to win the Champions League if at all. There's always the chance as long as you're in it. You're not going to win the league. You've been knocked out of the other 2 domestic cups. You're still then the best you can do is fight for Champions League spots with depending on how other teams perform in the Champions League could be as low as 5th place is what you need to qualify for. So I think he still has the right to fight for that and give him the chance because he has improved Arsenal so much over the years. Like that, like whether or not they've won a bunch of trophies or not, he has improved them dramatically. Now, if it continues to go, and it's like one of those things where like, okay, we lose 4 of the like 3 of the next 5, or even 4 of the next 5, then you have to go, okay, we need to make a change because he's not making the change. Injuries aside, it's not looking good enough. But I think
they don't have any injuries. They're the least injured side in Premier League, I think, this season.
Well, you guys had because you have Partey that's out, you have Zinchenko out. Who else do you have out? You have a couple other players out, don't you?
Yeah,
I understand, but like first team players, they've been hit the least.
No,
every team in Premier League.
I get that, but also like, and we talked on the last podcast. We criticized their bench heavily, but I also think that of the players that can actually have actual quality, that's like be able to come in and challenge for places, they are injured. Fabio Vieira is injured. Partey is injured. Like those are big players that like. Let's face it. Everyone else on the bench they're good utility players to rotate, but they're not players that you would like. Okay, I'm gonna drop Kai Havertz or what's his name? Not Martinelli. Yeah, no. The other midfielder. I can't think of his name. Yeah, Odegaard. For Fabio Vieira, that wasn't good for me before he got injured. You know, like that's like there are only a couple players in that whole squad where I'm like, you can make changes. Now it's up to Arteta to be not stubborn and make those changes. And if he doesn't,
Jesus,
yeah.
What?
Gabriel Jesus is injured. But
I think they played him when he came back from a knee injury and like too early.
Yeah. And I also think that like he needs to like we understand that you pride yourself being a tactician. I understand that you are someone that learned under Pep, and I've criticized Pep before. He tries sometimes to do too much. And I think Arteta is falling into that right now. He's trying to do too much tactically, and he just needs to make it more simple. I think it'll be better for the team and be better for the results. Because at the moment, what they're doing now it's not working. Trying to dictate every phase of play is not working. I don't know. I mean, Brandon, you're the one that watches it.
Mhm.
Great analysis.
I've been watching it a lot recently. Just didn't watch the FA Cup.
I'm just fucking with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does anyone have anything else to say on this matter?
We'll be lucky to get in the Champions League spots.
You know,
Yeah,
last
we're in the spots.
last episode you said that we were very shocked. This episode, it's like, oh, maybe he's got a point.
I mean, with the
Crazy.
recent form, like, and the way they're
I mean,
looking, like it's not
the
even
last
like
last
unlucky.
episode. Well, okay, what happened between this episode and last episode?
You got
FA
knocked
Cup
out of the
in a
cup.
game, I think. FA
Is
Cup
it just one
in one
game?
game. No, FA Cup in another game, I think.
I don't think Arsenal played in that game. I could be wrong, but I don't think Arsenal played in another game.
No, the
last
only
one was
game they've played since the pod was the Liverpool game. They haven't played again, or they didn't play before that.
Yeah.
In between.
Thank God we
Okay.
don't play until the 20th.
Yeah, why do you guys have to have a big break? What's the reason?
I don't know, but Lord knows we need it.
They're out of all the big cup competitions.
There's a lot of there's a lot of teams that have a big break.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just the way the schedule works with the
The games
AFCON
are
and
really
Asian
spread
Cup.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
the games are spread out. Because like we play Sunday and then we don't play again until the 31st of January. Spurs went through just barely, and Chelsea and City handled their business. Does anyone of those two teams fans want to comment?
Sorry, my shoulder was like giving out on me, and I was like, "Fuck!" I had to relieve it just a little bit.
Maybe you can go sit on a table.
Nah.
Okay, let's move on.
That's what I'm trying to do, but nobody wants to talk about their teams. Fine, I'll talk about the FA Cup.
Yeah, give it your thoughts, Eddie.
I thought we played like shit for 75 minutes, and we
Who'd you play
got
again?
bailed. Burnley. We got bailed out by a individual moment of class that Abdon wouldn't let me celebrate. Just keep that in mind. So,
He's just mad
obviously,
that
I didn't
he's
say
just
you couldn't
mad.
celebrate. I didn't say you couldn't celebrate. I'm just saying that when I celebrate some shit, you guys knock me down and keep me level. So I'm gonna keep you level. I'm just giving you the same energy.
Well, that's
It
a
was
good
so
friend.
funny that
That's a good
When you
friend.
celebrate about something, to be fair, when you celebrate about something, it is like the most like one-sided. Like
me?
no, I'm talking
No,
about
it's not
Abdon.
me.
Oh.
Like whenever Mudryk scored that worldie, but it was just a mispick.
Still a worldie. It's still a worldie.
Oh my god.
Whereas
Daniel,
like
Did it
Pedro
go in the back of
Porro
the net?
actually
Did it
scored
go
the
in the
worldie.
back of the net? Did
Daniel,
it go in the back of
can
the
I
net?
ask you a question, Daniel? Like legitimate question.
He just hates
Why
me.
are you such a hater on Abdon?
He just hates me. He's a little bitch.
I do.
Why?
It's a little goofy.
Don't ask
I don't
Daniel.
even know what I was saying. Oh
Pedro
yeah,
Porro screamer.
Abdon wouldn't let me celebrate.
I let you
So-
celebrate. I just said, let's calm down.
It's also funny that Patrick Bamford literally had an even better banger a day later. But anyway.
That was a worldie.
No, I
This is the
mean
kick outside the box. That was a banger.
you got to grind out these types of games if you want to win cups like this. So I
Grind
guess
it
I'll
out,
take
baby.
it.
Grind it out.
But I was gonna say, it's okay because we'll just grind out this game and then we'll play like Maidstone United in the next round. But we had to draw Manchester. I literally
At home.
I was eating breakfast with Brandon, and I was like, I guarantee you, it's going to be like, oh, we've drawn Liverpool away in the next round, or we've drawn City, and look what happened. We drew City
At home though. They never beat you at home.
Yeah, but we don't have our Man City killer. Suns away. Suns at 8, unless he gets knocked out in the group stages, which low-key preying on South Korea's downfall.
When Klopp said that for his own players, I thought that was so funny.
Klopp
I hope
said
they don't
that?
make it this far. Yeah,
For
he
who?
said it like in a jokingly. He said it like in a jokingly way. I don't remember how he phrased it, but he was like, I hope they don't make it that far because we need them. But he's like, obviously they're really good players playing for good teams, so I'm sure they'll make it very far. But yeah, he jokingly said that he hopes that his players don't make it far in their tournament.
Drop the ball. Drop the ball. I will say that.
But
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Absolutely.
I was just gonna say that I don't have anything else to say other than I'm scared shitless for a city.
Well, that's what I was going to ask
They're at
now.
home.
Now that Kevin De Bruyne's back, does that give you more confidence, especially going not just with Tottenham in the next round, but just in general? Does that give you more? I don't know, like hope, not hope maybe, but more confidence going forward.
I know what you mean. I mean, I was already confident with how the team was without. I mean, we had a few slumps for sure, but like obviously with De Bruyne being our most creative midfielder, it'll be a lot better. Plus, we're not only getting De Bruyne back, but we're getting Doku back and Holland's back in training. So we're going back to 100% slowly.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you a question though? And this is this is no troll. Is it with the recent form since he's been moved back into the 10? Is it unfair to drop not Palmer, the other kid,
Julian Alvarez?
not Julian Alvarez,
Foden.
Thank you, Phil Foden. Like
Foden's not gonna get dropped.
Well, the thing is, where else would not where else will Holland play, but where else would Kevin De Bruyne play? He's in this position.
Yeah. Are you are you talking about Phil Foden?
Phil Foden, because since he got moved to the 10, he has actually shown glimpses of that potential that people have always talked about him having. Because he has, we've all known he's been a 10, but he's been pushed on the right, on the left, deeper. Like, he's played all around, but not ever in the 10. What I'm saying is it like, I'm glad Kevin De Bruyne's back for you, obviously. It's a great player to have back. But it's one of those things where it's like, he needs to start phasing Kevin De Bruyne out, especially with the injury crisis that Kevin De Bruyne is starting to seemingly have, and let Foden become that number one? Or do you think that Kevin De Bruyne just on merit should automatically be put back in the number one place?
I mean, he's gonna be put in that number one. That is his position as long as he's at the club.
Yeah, but we're talking about a 33-year-old versus
I know what you're asking. I'm just saying like that is his number one spot. Like no one is going to strip him from that. The only way anyone plays in that 10 is if he's injured or if he's just conveniently being rotated.
I talked about this at the start of the season. I said that we need to start talking about Foden taking over the mantle and KDB get put on the back burner.
And I disagree with you in the beginning because I didn't think Phil Foden had the potential. Now that he's been put there and he's had constant game time, he's starting to show it.
Exactly. Like the issue is like we've never seen him there.
Yeah, now we're starting to see it
with a lot of game time.
Exactly.
And it'd be stupid just to drop him just for that. I mean,
I think it's poor management.
Maybe KDB will raise the performances tenfold, and we'll be like, "Fuck it, it was smart to drop him." But like, what if not? And then Foden goes back down in form, and then has to take another 6 games to gain the confidence back in the 10. Like, we're not managers, but
I mean, I already knew that he had the technical ability. I never got to see it because he's a very good winger. Like he's very pacey. He's very good on one-on-ones. So I've never seen him at the 10 until the last few weeks or a few months actually, but it's unfair, but it's gonna happen, and he's probably I don't think he'll be completely dropped out of the starting 11, but he's gonna get shunned out wide. But do we need to start prepping for one day not having De Bruyne for sure? But it's not gonna be anytime soon.
Well, it's not even prepping. What I mean. Yeah, it's not prepping.
You should be prepping now.
He's not slowing down though. I mean, injuries, yes. Yes, but like in terms of quality and like him keeping up with the game, he really is not slowing down.
But we also don't know. We haven't
wait until he's back first.
Yeah, we have to see him play because I mean, I saw him wearing the whoop in the pictures in the training ground, so like he's keeping up with his muscle recovery and everything. But
He's not. Yeah, he's not slowing down.
No, but the
I'm
issue isn't slowing down. Like the reason I
no.
asked the
The issue
question
is one day not having him. I know
no,
that. You're not gonna have him
not even
forever.
the one day not having him, Daniel. I just mean like as a manager, I'm not a manager. None of us are. But I would assume the logical sense is, okay, we have this kid that's 23, he's homegrown, he's gonna stay here because where else are you gonna go in the world? Because we're competing for
Can't go
everything.
anywhere
You can be
else.
a club legend here, you know. You are he's 23, right? Just not, if not about to be 23, he's young.
Yeah.
You have then another player that is a legend of the club, probably no, that not even probably is your best player of all time, and he's 34. They're on opposite sides of their career. I was just asking because I was assumed the most logical thing would be let Foden keep playing as the starter, bring Kevin De Bruyne in as a sub, and rotate them as Kevin De Bruyne gets more fitness, and then based on form, let Kevin De Bruyne then go back to the number one or be the starter if he's good enough and if his form is good enough. Because what I think that happens is you basically tell this young player, thanks, you playing so well, but it doesn't matter what you do as long as he's here, he's number one. There's nothing you can do that's going to take him off this position. And I
And
get that he's a club legend.
He might leave because of that.
Yeah, and then you leave and you lose him, and now you're losing a young talent, and then you have to end up replacing him. Or you could just. I know this isn't your decision. What I'm saying is, I think that's the most logical step, and I think that it's whether or not it does happen. You're probably right. It probably is going to happen. He's probably going to get dropped. To me, that is very damning to a younger player to say you've been so good in recent weeks. Thanks, you're back on the left where you're not as good. You're good, but not as good. That's not your preferred position. And as long as he's here, that's where you're going to stay.
Again, I don't make the decisions, but no, I mean, I think that's valid, and I think that's what Pep should do. But he's gonna do what he wants. And at some point, De Bruyne's gonna get 100% fitness, and he's just gonna be our number 10 for the unforeseeable future.
Oh no, it's
So
foreseeable. He's got at least 3 years left, maybe 2. We have to see where he's at. He hasn't really
he
kicked
might
the
leave.
ball much in the
Honestly,
last.
he might leave before then. He might extend his contract. I don't know,
Well,
but
we've only seen him kick the ball twice in 7 months for like 20 minutes, like for 40 minutes altogether.
so
He's
Yeah, and he
got
got an assist, and City scored 3 goals as soon as he came on.
that's fine. What was it? Phil Foden scored 2 goals. Like I don't know. Like it's just like I don't even know why I'm defending Phil Foden so much. I just
Also,
think
Phil Foden's only 32. He's not
Phil
34.
Foden, not Phil Foden. Kevin
Or
De
not
Bruyne.
Phil Foden.
KDB.
Phil
I
Foden.
was like, never mind. They're
Yeah,
both that
imagine
old.
that.
Fuck them.
KDB.
Yeah, he's only
Phil
22.
Foden's a 32-year-old man. That'd be so funny.
So he's only
No,
22.
yeah, De Bruyne is 32.
Yeah, no, and I think he still has lots of time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Kevin De Bruyne's washed by any means. I just think now you've got such 2 good 10s. Like you have to start preparing for the future, and that
no,
starts
I know
now.
that, and
Yeah,
I've been saying that, but like I said, Pep is gonna do what he wants. He knows the team better than anybody else, and he knows. I think, well, not just him, but everyone knows what De Bruyne brings to the team.
no, yeah.
So it's just it is unfortunate, but realistically, Foden is going to get pushed out wide again. Like that is going to happen. Um, whether you agree with it or not, like that is just going to happen.
Do you agree
So
with it?
So then that screws Bernardo Silva or Doku
Yeah,
or Grealish.
yeah. I guess
it's going to be Grealish because Grealish got dropped because of Doku.
I guess the question is, do you agree with it? Do you think that Kevin De Bruyne should
Parts
just
of me
be slot
does,
back
parts
in?
of me doesn't. Parts of me does, parts of me doesn't. Because we're leaving really good players on the bench to not play, which is why Bernardo Silva is kind of like he's been on the edge for a little while of leaving because he just doesn't get enough regular playing time. So the same thing might happen to Foden. It probably, I mean, Foden's young, so it's a little worse for Foden because he still has so much time left, and a lot of teams would be really lucky to have him. So it's more likely for him to lead than Bernardo Silva. Not to say that no one wants Bernardo Silva, but more people are going to be after Phil Foden in
When's his
the incoming
contract end?
future,
When's his
assuming if
contract end?
he doesn't play enough.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
When's his contract end?
I actually don't know.
I'm looking right now.
I think it's 2025 or 2026.
Yeah, because he signed one.
If
Not
it's 25, then you're fucked.
It's either 2025 or 2026.
I'm looking right now. His current contract expires in 2027.
Okay.
It's fine.
I don't know. I mean, but like, he's only at 200 grand a week. Like, I say that only. I say only, but when like realistically, the only teams that are gonna be able to buy him are Premier League teams or Real Madrid or not even Barcelona anymore. Like, his options are wide open. It's not like he's getting paid $350,000 a week. Like, he can go to any of the big six or any of the rich clubs and compete, and he will. The only player I think, arguably, he couldn't take that starting spot off is Madison.
No, take Madison.
I don't. I think on current form, it's too close. I couldn't tell you. He wouldn't walk right into it.
I'm not saying he'd walk it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I think he'd beat him.
Maybe eventually, but I think that's the only position that isn't, because you could go to Chelsea right now. Chelsea don't have a 10 that can stay fit, so he'd walk right in. Manchester United, he would displace Bruno Fernandes. He would walk into Liverpool. He would bench Gravenberch. He would probably bench. He wouldn't probably. He would bench.
They don't play with 10s.
Yeah, I know.
Man U and Liverpool don't play with 10s. The issue.
I mean, I don't know. I think if Man United, the closest player is that you can compare it, or that is a 10, is Bruno Fernandes, and I think he displaces Bruno. So I mean, that's all I'm saying. Is like, you can go into any other team in the league and walk right in. So I think it's one of those things where, like, if Pep is as good as people say, he needs to realize that may or may not be the best decision to just drop him immediately. But we'll see. We don't even know. We're basing on a hypothetical possibility that he gets benched immediately. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
But all in all, I was really happy to see him come back. Same thing with Doku. De Bruyne got an assist. Doku got his goal. So we're slowly going back to 100%. I couldn't watch the game because I just don't have ESPN, but I was really happy from the highlights. He played well, even though it was Huddersfield. So it was already kind of like, I don't want to say like guaranteed win, but we already kind of knew the outcome of the game. At least I did.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I was really happy to see De Bruyne come back and Doku come back. Holland's in training. He's not 100% fit, but soon we will have him back, and we'll be 100 again. So you can't really write us off yet, even though
no one writ you off. No one writ you off.
There was one person. One person.
Is it me?
Who?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he won the league this year.
It's fine, but you're already writing us off. You can't write off any team right now.
We wrote off Arsenal already.
I didn't.
You didn't, but we did. So, in your words,
I mean, the Arsenal fan wrote himself off. So
in your words, Daniel, fuck you.
Well, the Arsenal fan wrote himself off. I didn't. I mean, I'm saying that for like banter, but realistically, I'm not writing them off.
The only teams I haven't written off is Liverpool. I can't even say the name. I'm gonna say Aston Villa, and I think Tottenham. I haven't written off Tottenham. I know Tottenham will be back up in that top 4 here soon. That's why those are the only teams. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna win titles, but like, the only teams I think that will be there at the top are gonna be those 3 I named. Like, for sure, I think they'll be there, unless Aston Villa implode.
The only trophy we have left to win is the league, and we aren't winning the league. So,
well, the way this league's going
you
right now,
the FA Cup.
Yeah,
we're not winning. We're not winning.
They're gonna beat Manchester City in it,
Dude.
and then you're gonna beat
No,
Manchester City
no.
again in the league,
No.
and then they're not gonna win the league, and then you're gonna win the league, and they're gonna sack Pep, and I'm gonna be happy.
I'm not a Pep hater, but
Anyway,
That felt
something fun happened today.
targeted at me. What happened?
You know what happened.
I'm not a Chelsea fan anymore. I don't know what happened.
Mm,
I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
ain't that some shit?
Chelsea are 90 minutes away from losing to Middlesbrough.
90 minutes away.
Super Michael Carrick. I didn't even know he was managing them.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
I unfortunately didn't watch the game because I was at work, but
Good thing you didn't. It's a
But-
good thing you didn't.
I figured I know your sentiments, but I still want to
Cole
hear.
Palmer did his best Nicholas Jackson impression.
Huh?
I said Cole Palmer did his best Nicholas Jackson impression. At least
He
like
did.
early season Nicholas Jackson.
The worst of it is, I've never seen Nicholas Jackson get better chances than this. Like these were literally
Yeah, they were.
tap-ins. These were tap-ins.
They were.
They were the
They
definition.
were.
Of tap-ins.
I don't want to watch the highlights.
Especially the one where he was behind the keeper and he kicked it instead of heading it. I was
Oh,
like, bro, what
I
are
saw
you
the
doing?
text message. My watch was going
I was
off.
like, what is bro doing?
Dude, my watch was going off. I just saw Abdon go, please, every 5 seconds, please.
No, the
Oh,
one that
fucking bad.
he shot way too early on that giveaway where it was like kicked right to him and he just, you know what I'm talking about? Where
Far right.
yeah, he shot way too
I-
early.
I thought he should have taken it first touch into the bottom left corner, because he took a touch and the defender closed off that space, so he had to go to the right of the keeper where he was already covering that post. I thought he should have taken it earlier.
Maybe.
First touch,
I don't
first
know.
touch, not even a touch, just hit it, just curl it left, and then he had
Either
that
way,
one.
he should have scored like 3 times
He should have scored a hat trick. Actual
in the first half alone.
first half we played decent. Second
First
was
half you
dead.
had like all the chances.
Second half was dead.
And then the second half was ass. Both teams. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Middlesbrough was just.
Middlesbrough was
I
knew
mean,
what
they
they
were
were
just.
doing.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. Chelsea was just kicking it sideways.
That's what we do, which is a bunch
How-
of horizontal
how deep-
passes.
How deep do you want me to get here?
Get deep. It's not gonna
Don't
be
go
any
on
deeper
for
than
an
we've already
hour.
heard. You get 2 minutes being deep.
Go deep, but limit it to like 10 minutes.
No, it's like 2 minutes to go really, really deep.
Okay, 2 minutes. Okay. Colwell needs to be dropped. Gallagher needs to be sold. Posh needs to get fired. Sterling needs to get sold. Tasasi is not good.
He got me that foul that I needed for my bet.
He did. But you also lost the bet because of Cole Palmer.
No. Well, actually, it
Don't
was
don't interrupt
because-
this 2 minutes. Don't interrupt this 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Tactics were horrible. The starting lineup, I don't know what the fuck we were playing. We were playing like a box midfield, not even a diamond, a box. I didn't understand it. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of this manager. I'm so over him. He needs to go.
I think
We have no, hold on. We have literally been playing horribly the last like 7 games and winning. We've been playing like Arsenal essentially, playing horrible and winning off the skin of our teeth. And there's been no progression. There's been nothing. I don't know what style of play we play. I don't know what the attacking lineups are. I don't see triangles. I don't see passive. I don't see smart passes. I don't see anything. I literally see just dead passes straight to feet. No runs. No forward passes. No through balls. No, like we were playing crossing inshallah with no 9. Once we put the 9 in, we stopped fucking crossing for some reason. Like I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm done.
A lot in 2 minutes. It's all right.
I agree with a lot of what you said. Not everything. I mean, I know some people.
Right.
Most people know how we both feel. I will say, this game, especially with the level of opposition we faced, I think now it's fair to start calling for Poch's head. I know
But
you.
I don't see us beating them in the second leg. I don't care if we're at home. I don't see how we beat them because I don't see it right now. We have even like you guys are gonna make fun of me. Nicholas Jackson literally is being missed horribly by this team. We have no focal point. We have no one to bounce off of. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I think now is where I'm like, okay. Like in the league, I didn't think we'd get any higher than 8th. So that's why like for my league expectations, I was like, I'm not Poch out. It's still we're not far off where I thought we were gonna be. But for the cup, I thought we could at least go on and comfortably get to a final of a cup.
At least, especially with this opposition.
Especially with Middlesbrough. So now that we're not there, that I'm like, I'm not 100% Poch out, but I'm like, okay. I think now the call for the heads is fair because I think you should at least, at minimum, with the squad we have, be beating Middlesbrough easily. And I get it. You know, like you guys said, we had a lot of tap-ins. Or we had a lot of easy opportunities we could have scored. And I didn't watch the game. And I'm going to take you both because you both have said it. I'm going to take your guys' word as, at face value. Like, that's hard to put on a coach because the tactics you're using are creating chances. But you could have made like I didn't watch the whole game, but you could have made changes faster. You could have been more adventurous.
The changes were stupid.
Exactly. I don't know.
Why are you taking off Gilchrist when we're chasing a goal? Or why are you putting him on?
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Gusto.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that, like I've said before, like I don't agree with everything Poch does, but this kind of game, it's like you have to be more attacking, and you weren't. And that is one where you can go, okay, this is a game where, yeah, I think
we sent off both our fucking starting left backs, in Mattson in what's his face at Newcastle,
Lewis Hall,
and we're playing Colwill. We have Colwill. Chilwell's not bad. Kukureya's out until fucking March or some shit. We are starting Colwill. Get it through your head. Unless he moves Gusto to left back and we start fucking Disasi at right back, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, but he's been there all season. That's in my head. I expect him to be at left back every game now.
But he's not at left back. He looked horrible today. We conceded because of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
He got cooked for the goal.
I think he should be dropped.
And he got cooked a million times. Yeah. He got cooked a million times this game. Yeah, Every game he gets cooked.
I think he should be dropped. I think regardless whether he's being played at left back or center back, I think that your primary, like, whether you're not in your best position, you are and this has always been my mentality. You're always a defender. You should at least be able to defend a one-on-one.
The issue is he defends one-on-ones like a center back would in the middle of the pitch.
I understand.
He doesn't defend the one-on-one out on the perimeter in the left back right back role as a left back or right back would. He retreats to protect the opening and not give a one-on-one on the keeper instead of attack, knowing that he has a center back to protect him when he gets beat.
No, I agree, but even though I agree, I still think that he should be doing better than he is.
He should be dropped.
I think he should be dropped. Yes.
There's no doubt about that.
I don't think that not what's his name, the left back that we just sent to Borussia Dortmund, Ian Maatsen should have been.
It doesn't matter if he's good or not. He's
fit.
Back.
He's fit. Yes, I understand
fit
that.
Left back.
Yeah. Whether or not, I don't think he'll be good enough in the future, but I think you're right. We should have never put him on loan because we at least had him there to be able to drop Colwell. Now we have nobody. The only person would be Cucurella, and Cucurella's still out for a while.
Well, Chilwell's about to come back, but how good is he going to do?
Yeah, exactly. Or not even how good he's going to be, how long will he be there? So, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, we'll see. I think if we do end up going for transfers this window, we need a left back. Oh, an out and out starting left back.
Then why did we loan out the left back we had?
I know, but I think we just need to get by a starting like undisputable left back. And that's it. Get Alphonso Davies. And let's go.
Okay.
So he's better as a winger.
Fuck off, Eddie. I didn't say he was better as a winger.
Go for Robinson.
Huh?
You guys can try to go for Robinson.
Alphonso Davies better. And Anthony Robinson. There's only two left backs I would really realistically go for right now. If I was at Chelsea, if I was in charge of it, I'd go for Mitchell from Crystal Palace or I'd go for Alphonso Davies.
Go for Alphonso Davies, so then the financial fair play allegations can hit you again.
No, let's go
Real.
Mitchell. But I don't know.
Just kind of amortize it.
Yeah, amortize it over a longer period. Exactly.
All we can do is amortize trophies and points. We can't amortize. We can't actually win games with trophies.
It's not been good.
I don't know. Like for a non-Chelsea fan, or here, let me say it this way better. Edwardson, you were
He's a hater. He's a hater.
no Edwardson. You are a Tottenham fan. You witnessed, sadly, yes. You witnessed Poch for years. What am I missing that he's supposed to be giving me?
Okay, so actually, it's funny that you should bring this up because I forgot about this point that I was trying to make tonight when I was after watching the game. When I was sitting there, because this was the first time I had watched Chelsea start to finish, besides when they played us. So since then, I had not watched much Chelsea, and obviously that game's an outlier because that game was just off the wall crazy.
It was nine.
Yeah,
it wasn't actually.
It was off the wall crazy. So I don't count that towards either team. But I was watching the game today, and I was just like, man, this is not the Pochettino team that I watched as a Spurs fan. Like the style of play,
there is no style of play is the issue.
I was just like, this is not what I watched as when he was with us, like the peak years from like 16 to 19.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just was slow. It was like stagnant. It was boring. And like when he was with us, it was like, I don't know if we had more talent necessarily, but he was just getting the most out of the players, and they all bought in. To me, it doesn't seem like anyone's buying in. Nobody's buying in to what's trying to be done. Poch isn't buying in. The players aren't buying in. Like nobody knows what they want to do, and it's just like it just was weird. I was watching and I was like, I do not feel like I'm watching a Pochettino-led team right now.
The only thing I can think of that you said that I think is the root cause is I think there was more talent in that Tottenham team that there is currently in this Chelsea team. Because when you really think
established talent.
Well, I mean when you really think about it, they had Trippier coming through, they had Kyle Walker, they had Lloris, they had Vertonghen, they had Valderweileld? Alderweireld. They had Dembele. They had Harry Kane breaking through the scene. They brought in Son. They had
Dele.
Was Son very good back then? Like he was good, but was he like
not when he first
elite?
came in?
He wasn't elite when he first came in.
He started up at like 2017 and 18 was when he really started kicking on.
The Champions League, where he got to when they beat Manchester City like 4-3 on aggregate. That's where I think that was the season he was.
Yeah, he was later in the Poch.
Yeah,
was when he started like coming up, but he wasn't at the start.
Not at the start, but I just mean overall in the terms of talent. I think you guys had a better structure put in place because you also had how can I forget Ericsson?
Yeah,
you also had you had a lot more talent than and a lot
Sissoko.
more. Yeah, Sissoko. Not that Chelsea don't have I think Abdon's right. Not that Chelsea don't have talented players going through the ranks, but it's established talent. People that were ready to actually be like, okay, now we can take it to the next level. So yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. I think Abdon's right. We have the talent; it's just not established, and you guys had more established talent. So
it just feels like it feels like they're strangers to each other. They don't know how to pass. They don't know where the players need to get the ball. I've seen this. I'm not trying to pick on him. I've seen Gallagher pass the ball to someone's like flat foot instead of the one that they're running onto.
Yeah.
Countless times. So the players have to essentially stop their momentum, get the ball, and then get forward, and it just the defenders just have time to
smother that. Yeah. And I think a big problem is we did the one thing that many managers are against doing. We brought in too many players too quickly and let too many leave too quickly. Not because the players that left should have stayed and not because the players that came in should have come in, but it's like entirely new team. It's like almost entirely a different 11 than it was last season, and it's hard to meld like that. A lot of
You would
coaches.
hope by mid-season you would start seeing a system,
Well,
a progression.
I agree. One thing I've heard a lot of coaches say is that when you bring in a bunch of players, new players that speak different languages, that have, just very different mindsets, different cultures, don't know each other, it takes a lot longer than most people realize for them to start gelling and start building that trust and faith. Sometimes, you hit the ground running, and sometimes it takes longer. I think we're in the part where it takes longer. Now, that being said, I am with you. I think, like I've said before, I'm not completely Pochettino out, but there are a lot of tactical decisions he makes.
The seeds are starting to grow in there.
I think today was the first game where I go, okay, the questions have to be asked now, because like I understand that like you make technical changes that I don't agree with, but today was bad. Losing to Middlesbrough by any standard, by the team we have,
looking toothless all second half. Like the first half is the players. Yeah. Second half is always on the manager.
Yeah, because you make the changes.
Tactical battle, and he lost the tactical battle to a guy that just started first season.
Is this his first full season at Middlesbrough?
I'm pretty sure this is his first managerial season.
I thought he had more managerial season than. Oh no.
Let me check. Let me check.
Yeah, but that's kind of, I think, all that needs to be really said about Chelsea. Those growing pains are, well, pains.
At this point, we're not even growing; it's just pain.
It's Spain, but take the S away.
No,
he was a caretaker at United, but he's only been at Middlesbrough since 2022.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So he's been there for a little bit.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Well, should we talk transfers? Should we do predictions?
The only big transfer is Timo Werner right now. To
Turbo winner. Timo. Come on.
Timo.
Let's go.
How you feeling, Edward?
Timo.
I told this to Daniel. I'm always down for a reclamation. Like, might as well see what he's got. We need forwards.
You know what he's got.
I don't, actually. I don't watch. I'm not going to pretend like I watch Leipzig.
No, we're
talking about Chelsea.
We're talking about Chelsea.
That was how long ago?
2 years?
Literally, he left last summer. Not this last summer, but like the summer before last.
It's been like a year and a half.
2 seasons. So he's
season and a half. Removed. Season and a half.
Okay, so he's a different player now than he was back then.
Yeah, he tore his ACL and lost the pace.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, that's all.
We don't have it. We Kulusevski doesn't have pace for shit, and he's like literally one of the best wingers in the league.
I think he's more pace than you make him out to be.
He's like 65 pace. Kulusevski's like 65.
77, I think, on a good day.
He needed a big breakfast.
Yeah, that's true. He does look. I think he just has like a weird running. I think the way he runs makes him look slower.
But football Twitter has ruined. What happened to the game I love, because like on one hand, like there's everybody freaking out. This is the worst signing we've ever made. What the fuck's going on?
Right.
And then there's another crowd that's like, oh my god, Ange is gonna turn him into the next whatever. And I wish there were more people on Twitter like me that are just like, sure, we might as well take a flyer on him. We need forwards. He clearly Ange wants him, so who am I to say Ange is wrong?
You say that like football Twitter.
There's nobody on football Twitter like that.
No, I think
that mindset.
I think there was. I think now you just support a team that people are excited to watch, and now it's different.
No, it's not, because you literally have Arsenal fans putting 8 Arsenal players in a combined 11 with the best Real Madrid team of all time.
Yeah, of course. That's
delusional ass fans though.
Yeah,
so I'm saying there's no, like, nobody uses common sense on football Twitter anymore.
Be the change you want to be. Go make a stand account.
What did we say? Who was that? Was I going to be? What was? Oh, we talked about this.
Brennan Johnson, I think it was.
Brennan Johnson.
It was someone like that.
And no, it was a Doggy.
Doggy, yeah.
I know. We'll see what he got. We'll see what he's got. That's all we can say. I think no matter what, it's a good transfer in the sense of like giving options for rotation and try to help prevent some injuries and depth. Do you guys have a option to buy?
Yeah, 12,
Yeah.
17 million.
17 million.
Shit, what if he comes in and gets like 10 or 12 goals before the end of the season?
If he comes in and gets 10
That's
or 12
great.
goals,
That's great.
I will fucking sing his praises.
I
and
know,
call him and blame Chelsea for everything.
Yeah, I think that then you'll whip out that 17 mil like it ain't nothing. You'll be like, yeah, we'll take him right now.
Like
Hey, I'm not
Jackson,
the one who's so anti this transfer. I said I'm
not-
fine with it.
I'm not anti.
no one's an anti. We're just trying to prepare you for the shit.
Oh, trust me, I'm prepared. That's why I'm not getting too high or too low.
I don't know.
Whatever happens is gonna happen.
What I will say about Timo Werner, in my opinion, from the times I watched him at Chelsea, I think his finishing needed a lot of work, but I think he does a lot off the ball. That's really important. He has a lot of movement. He will drift out wide.
yes.
He'll stay centrally, and also he creates opportunities as well as scores goals
That's all
every
he
now
does.
and then.
He just moves. He
No,
can't
but-
dribble. He can't cross. He can't pass. He can't shoot.
I don't
Literally,
know. 40,
he can't do anything.
40
Okay,
like what
I
was
think
it?
there's one
43
a
goals
little-
in 83 Chelsea appearances.
43?
I think it was 43 goals. No, goals and assists. Goal contributions.
Okay.
That's a goal contribution every 2 games. I'm not
Hold
mad at a player like
Hold
that.
on. Hold on. Let's look it up.
I'm talking all competitions, not league. I'm talking all competitions.
No, I'm talking about league.
It doesn't matter. He's in a bunch of different competitions. He was a big part. He was a big part of why we won the Champions League.
No, he was. That's like saying Kai Havertz was a big part of the Champions League. He scored 1 goal. And that's
Yeah,
it.
but I think Werner was better at Chelsea than Kai Havertz was.
He had 4 goals in 21-22, and he had 6 goals in 20-21.
What about those assists? What about all competitions though? You're just basing off the league.
I'm going. Hold on.
Yeah.
He had 9 assists in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 goals, 9 assists, 19 goal contributions
That's
in
pretty.
56 appearances.
It's not bad. That's one.
For a
Every, that's
9?
like a little less than one. That's like a little more than 1 in every 3.
For a 9, then?
I mean, he played more on the left. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying he was the best 9. I'm saying he was a good player. I'm not saying he was world class.
I love Timo.
I love Timo too. I was really sad when we sold him. I get why we sold him. He wasn't good enough in the position we bought him for. But I love Timo.
I wasn't sad. I loved him. He was here.
I did like him. I think Eddie's gonna love him.
He won't.
I think he's gonna. I don't know. I know Brandon sits there and goes, "Oh, he's Jose's like this big old Tottenham fan." I don't know what it is. Do you know when you just have a gut feeling sometimes that transfer is gonna work? I just think it's gonna work. I don't know why I think it's gonna work. There's no basis to it. I just have a gut feeling that's gonna work.
Hey, Ange has made no transfer that should make me question him yet. So this could be the first one. We'll see.
Made like
We will
3
be there.
transfers.
Well, no, he got Vicario. He got
Brennan
in.
Johnson, Vicario.
Okay, Brennan Johnson has not been a hit though yet.
Brennan Johnson. This is another thing. Like
Van de
this is
Ven?
football Twitter again because so many people are saying that Brennan Johnson's a flop when he's literally 22 years old and has played like 12 games and he's been good every time he's played.
Yeah, Van de Ven, Udogie.
Van de Ven. No, Dogie was
Conte.
Before.
Was it Conte?
Conte
Oh,
because
okay,
he was
okay.
on loan last season.
My
Madison.
God, you are struggling.
It was Madison, Van de Ven, Vicario.
But let's
and
be
Brennan
honest.
Johnson.
We knew wherever Madison went, he was gonna. Madison is that kind of player. He's a world class player. We knew Madison was gonna. He was gonna be.
He's him. He's him. He
is him.
And we haven't seen enough of Solomon to say
he's been injured.
because he's been hurt and he's out for like the whole season. So
yeah,
this might be his first L.
February.
And hopefully, we
thought it
might
was
need him.
February.
We might need him if Timo sucks.
Brandon, are you okay? You look like you're in emotional pain.
I'm just tired. I have a headache. So
Oh,
He's sick of all our yapping. All right, let's do
our predictions.
and
All
get
right.
the hell out of here.
Oh wow.
Abdon, update us.
Oh fuck! Wait, we didn't have anything to update.
Yeah, we didn't play any
true,
games last
because
season.
we didn't have any last week.
Yeah. Okay. So Chelsea at home versus Fulham. Edwardson.
I think y'all will win 2-1.
Jose.
I think it's gonna be a 2-2 draw.
Daniel.
I also said 2-1, but after today, I almost changed it to like a 1-1. But I'll say 2-1.
Brand's changing it. I'm watching him do it live.
2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2-1
I said
Chelsea.
2-1.
All
Oh,
right,
no, never mind.
Brandon, so you're saying 2-1 Chelsea?
Yeah, 2-1 Chelsea.
I
Abdon's
will
about to go hit them with the
say-
4-0 Fulham.
Here comes 4-1.
I'm hearing a 1-0 Fulham from Abdon.
Could happen, you know. Rocky
That's
minute
why I'm
streamer.
with it.
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw too? Yeah.
2-2.
No, I'm not going 2-2 draw.
Oh
I'm
no.
going,
Flip
I'm going
flopper.
2-1.
Come on.
I'm going 2-1 Fulham.
Okay. Wait, what's Jose? Jose was 2-1 Chelsea? Or oh no, a draw. Never mind.
Okay. Newcastle versus Man City at Newcastle at home. I'm going to say 3-0 City. Brandon, you're saying what?
I'm saying 3-1 City.
Daniel,
3-1 City.
Jose.
I think it's gonna be 4-1 City, and I think Eddie Howe gets sacked after the game.
Ooh,
Not that I
That'd be
think he should.
incredibly unfair.
I'll
to
get.
him.
I will give you a bonus point if Eddie Howe does get fired.
I just think that for some reason, not that I agree with it, from a logical sense, if you just look at the numbers, he's gonna have to go.
Wait,
I think
okay.
4-1 as well. I think 4-1 as well.
Wait. 3-1 City and Eddie Howe doesn't get sacked.
Nah, this guy.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. This is just a one-time thing, just because he's being brave with that.
All right, what if I agree with him? Do I get an extra point?
Shut up. No.
That's not fair.
Shameless.
Eddie.
Hey, I want my extra,
As well.
extra point.
4-1.
City.
Yeah.
4-1 Newcastle.
Man U at home versus Spurs. Edwardson.
2-1 Man United.
Fuck off, man.
You are so pessimistic. It is ridiculous.
Look who's talking.
Jose.
I have reason to.
I've got Sozi. I've got
And I don't?
I've
No.
got 3-2
When's the last time my
Spurs.
team won something?
I got 3-2 Spurs.
Okay, winning something versus winning a game is different.
Shut up.
Daniel.
I'm saying 1-0 Tottenham. Man United are going to park the fuck out of that bus, dude.
That's why I think the counter's going to be unreal, but it's going to be 3-2 Spurs. I believe in them.
Brandon.
2-1 Spurs.
Wait, Abdon, did I say 1-0 Tottenham or 1-0 United?
1-0 Tottenham.
Okay, never mind. You're good.
It's gonna be a struggle for them without Son, though.
And I said
No
2-1
Son,
Spurs.
no Madison.
Just a bunch of heart and a bunch of mates.
Just a bunch of vibes. The X vibes, the X mates are off the charts.
The X Factor.
X-mates.
The X Factor is going to be the
That sounds
mates.
like a porn site.
All right, well, that's all the games.
Oh no.
my God.
Oh no. I gotta have a big weekend again. I can't let Daniel overtake me. I think that's everything.
I'm dead last, so.
I know, but I'm second to last. Relegation fodder over here.
Yeah, y'all.
We're all within like 5 points of each other.
I'm a relegation fodder right now, though. Bad. I think that's everything, though, right? There's nothing else that needs to be touched up on.
They put Anthony Taylor as the ref for the Chelsea game.
Oh, and that it'd be interesting.
Should I change my?
Nah.
If you guys want to change your thing,
7-0, I think Fulham
with
right
this
now.
newfound information.
3 red cards, 4 penalties.
Did you guys see the penalty
I might
he gave
actually
United?
change my information.
Which
yeah,
one?
low key, maybe I might change
Anthony
it.
Taylor has it out for y'all.
Anthony Taylor hates blues. He's a red. You know what I'm saying?
Abdon, what did I say? 2-1 to Chelsea.
He's changing it.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna change.
7-0.
No,
Guys are at home.
I will keep no.
Chelsea's at home.
I don't know. I'll just keep it at 2-1. I'll be too indecisive.
I think
Keep it
Chelsea's
at
at
2-1.
home.
Brandon.
Wait, okay, wait. 2-1, but Fulham's goal is a penalty.
No, we're not doing this. This is
Fuck
a
you.
one-time thing.
Fuck you.
This is a
No, fuck
one-time
you.
thing.
I'm
That's
a
literally almost a
trendsetter,
guarantee.
The rest of
Brandon.
us still get a one-time opportunity.
This is literally a one-time thing, and that is almost a guarantee with Anthony Taylor against Chelsea.
So
Please,
This is not a guarantee.
please. That's what
No,
Brandon's
this is
doing.
the one and only time we're doing it, just because I rate.
how
The
come
call.
Jose? So at the end of the league, all of us will have the opportunity to win however many points, and then Jose will get the +1. What if he wins by 1 point?
Yeah,
Then
if
I
he
will
wins
take
by
a-
1 point,
Then
I'm
I
not
will
paying up.
take away
not
the
paying up.
point.
I'm not
Then I will
winning.
take away the point.
I'm not
Yes.
winning.
Alright.
I like the shock factor. Last
This isn't even gonna happen. It's not even gonna happen.
Last week was not as much fun for me because I got most of them right, but there was no shock factor.
It's not even gonna happen. If he wins by a point, I will literally take it away.
Well, that's not fair. What'd I do?
Shut up. Shut up.
What'd I do?
Shut up.
What did I do?
Fair enough. I rate it. But all
I'm
right.
trying to keep everyone happy so we don't have a mutiny over here.
No, don't let one person spoil the fun.
I just think we should all have the opportunity to make the equal amount of points.
What do you want, a bonus category at some point? You want to fucking like,
Well, if you're gonna do it for Jose, then we all deserve the
this
opportunity.
isn't just a fucking.
We should each get one chance to have some random odd prediction give us an extra point.
Hey, listen.
Like when I got Brighton Spurs,
Hold
and
on.
the right amount of goals,
Hold
just
on.
the wrong outcome.
Listen.
This isn't the
listen.
prediction of the
No,
score.
listen,
This is some
listen.
supplemental ass
This
shit.
is like a throw in the dark. If y'all want to do next week, throw in a crazy prediction like I just did, and you all do it. I don't think Eddie Howe gets sacked. I'm just saying I can see it.
a
And why
possibility.
would you say it?
Because I can see it. I wouldn't sack him, but I can see it. But listen, you weren't doing it until I did it. I didn't do it because I want an extra point. That's why I was rewarded for it.
Then why did you do that? Okay, whatever.
Because I just
He's
said
not. He
You're
didn't know
right,
about
you're
this
right.
shit. I was just
Abdon
like,
said
fuck
give
it,
you
I'm gonna just
the
do
extra.
it.
You're right.
Brandon's gonna come here every week. Something
There's
crazy.
no extra point.
Brighton beat Fulham and
No one's
Emery
gonna get an extra
dies. I don't know.
He's not getting fired, and if he does, fuck.
That's fair. All right, I think
I will
Emery.
ask him for fucking lottery
Low-key,
numbers.
if he does get fired, he does deserve an extra point for that.
Shut
Okay.
up.
Eddie, I think sign us out. I think we've done everything. Or no, Daniel opened up, right? So Daniel, why don't you sign us out?
Oh yeah, Daniel did open up.
All right. This is it for this week's episode.
Yeah, why are you
Follow
saying
us.
this is it like that?
Like us.
We're dead after this.
Huh?
Why are you
Let
saying
bro
this is
talk.
it like that?
Let bro talk.
What did I say?
You said
Bro,
you said
do
this
it,
is it.
please.
This is it forever.
I said this is it for us this week.
I know, but the way you paused is what Abdon's laughing at.
Just let him. Just Daniel, please go.
Well,
God.
okay, yeah. Follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Twitter, all that good shit. We'll be back next week to discuss the games that are going to be going on this upcoming weekend. And yeah, until then, see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.